One. Welcome, can opener. It's the late Tuesday afternoon. You know, a snowstorm outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a snow day today. You remember snow days growing up?
Yeah, those are the best.
They were honestly the absolute best. I'd wake up in the morning and I would those would be the days I'd wake up the earliest when I thought it was going to be a snow day. Those are the days I'd get up with eager and ease. You know, all the other days when I'm going to school, I'm sick.
Yeah.
No, you're not. What are you talking about?
Oh, get your ass in the shower.
I actually hated school. But those snow days were so... I'd have the radio on. It'd be like 6:30 in the morning. I'd be like waiting for the Moose FM. You know, the old radio station back in Bracebridge. The only radio
Moose
station.
FM.
And they would announce the snow days.
Wow.
It'd be like, oh, Trillium Lakelands, bus is canceled. Congratulations to all the kids listening right now.
To me, the worst is sometimes I'd get ready and go wait for the buses for like an hour, and the bus won't come.
You wouldn't get the memo.
And I wouldn't get the memo. It's like, yo, bro, and one of my friends his mom came back, he's like, 40, it's a snow day. I'm like, what?
Yo, that's what happened to me the other day, dude. That's what happened to me on Tuesday. I bust all the way to fucking school for like an hour and a half, and I get there, and there's like a sign on the door. They're like, oh, all classes after 12 are canceled. It's like, Jesus Christ, I had to trek all the way back. It was shitty. It's been shitty weather all week.
For the first time in a long time, I really appreciate a snow day.
Yeah, you got off an exam.
Ooh, yeah.
We really started that podcast off with Bob Ross feel. Do you know who Bob Ross is?
Who's that?
Bob Ross, let me show you. He's really the chief commander and leader
What?
of a phenomenon.
Bob
Bob Ross painting. So
Oh yeah, I seen him on Boondocks. They made like a skit about.
I don't care about you. Yeah, you don't pay for these ads.
Yeah, so they made a funny skit about him in Boondocks.
What was the skit?
So they brought in Riley. You know, he's like a kid from the ghetto to go see him,
Yeah.
and he's trying to teach him about painting. Like, you can do whatever you want, Riley. Riley's like, I'm angry. He's like, paint it, Riley, paint it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Corners a little bit. I'm going to take a little Prussian blue and just add in the corners here and there. A little bit up there. And we'll go over to the other side and add a little more, and then down to the bottom.
As I'm listening to this,
We'll put a
I
little
realize this is the original ASMR.
Well, why did he have?
Do you know ASMR on YouTube?
and then
No, what's that?
Like the videos that they talk like really closely in the mic and they make like scratching noises and like they whisper and shit. It's really kind of strange,
Yes.
but it's like a new thing. But now listen to him as he brushes the painting.
Yo, why did he have an afro though?
brushes with odorless.
Did he have black?
Shake off the excess. And just get it done.
Dude, that smile. Oh, that was sweet.
Now with a clean brush, and it's relatively dry from just beating it.
How
We'll
soothing
start
is
in the
that?
light area, which is the pink.
Is it me?
But he really led a worldwide phenomenon of he really brings white girls together.
What?
Yeah, it's a worldwide phenomenon of girls get together, they get blank canvases, they go to the dollar store, they get paint. Like, oh, girls, we're gonna have some wine, and we're gonna paint to Bob Ross, and they all do it.
Oh yeah, I see that.
I've been there. I've been at one of these events, one of these gatherings.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty culturally powerful because usually they're bitching at each other. And Bob Ross.
Is it me the only one that's shocked? Like, how did this man get an afro?
I'm just kidding. That was sexist. What? How did that man get an afro? I don't know. He's either definitely got some. He looks like he's got a little Nicaraguan in him.
He's got a full-on afro. I can't even think I can grow an afro that long.
The Bob Ross wiki. Really interesting guy though.
It was hilarious, that
A
episode.
successful career. Shout out to him. You know what I mean?
He's from Canada?
Is he? No, he's an American painter. An American painter, art instructor, television host who's the creator of the host Joy of Painting, an instructional television program that aired from 1983 to 1994 on PBS in the United States
had a
and
long run.
also aired in Canada, Latin America, Europe. Ross went from being a public television personality in the 1990s to internet celebrity in the 21st century, becoming popular with fans on YouTube and many other websites after his death. He really had a reincarnation of celebrity, which is really interesting. Military. Ooh, a military career. 18-year-old Ross enlisted in the United States Air Force as was put into service as a medical records technician. He eventually rose to the master sergeant and served as the first sergeant of the U.S. Air Force. Oh my God! Where he saw the snow mountains that later became recurring themes in his artwork. He developed, Bob Ross is therapeutically painting his PTSD from war away.
Really?
Listen to it. He says, at Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska, where he first saw the snow and mountains that later became reoccurring themes in his artwork, as he served a first sergeant in the U.S. Air Force.
Maybe it was just something that he liked and he thought it was beautiful.
It's so, but I think how interesting that is. He was a master sergeant, a first sergeant, and then later in his life he becomes a beautiful painter that brings people together.
And he was really funny on the Boondocks. And the part was that if you actually Google it, you'll see.
I heard Boondocks is coming back. Or Charlemagne said that the Boondocks creator is restarting the comic. I don't know if it's a TV show.
Oh no, another comic, yeah, for sure, not a TV show.
What do you want me to look at?
If you look at Bob Ross on the Boondocks, hilarious. Riley's like, I want to spray paint. Like, you can do what you want, Riley, if you put your mind to it. Hilarious.
Bob Ross according to the Boondocks. See, this is what YouTube's about. You just steal other people's content and you make content out of it.
Get started for just 25 cents.
Yeah.
Except I'm pissed. I'm going to have to edit out every single one of these ads.
Straight up.
Honestly.
Yeah. For the cash.
Yo, imagine getting trademarked for an ad.
That was
Or copyrighted for an ad.
It's you.
Hey, Riley. It sure is super to see you again. Let's get started. And what the
Riley.
heck? Let's have some mountains and some clouds. Oh, and of course, some joyful little trees. Right there. Isn't that beautiful? I love painting trees. What do you like to paint, Riley? Aside from your own name, of course.
I got in trouble 'cause of you. I thought it was your house.
It was my mistake, but you'll find I don't really believe in mistakes. I believe in happy accidents. Because you got in trouble, your granddad hired me. And we are gonna have so much fun. Well, Riley, I certainly don't want to keep you here if you don't want to. Your granddad wants to make sure I make you do just one drawing a day. Then you can go.
I just gotta draw one thing?
Anything you want. Have fun.
Cool. What?
Oh, nothing. You're free to go.
What's funny?
Nothing at all. I'll call your granddad and tell him you're walking home.
Bob Ross.
I wasn't really trying. I could do better if I wanted.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know it's a girl that's doing the talking behind?
Hey, you ain't got to ball it up and throw it in the trash.
Same with like Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
They made him sound real creepy in there. Real creepy in that.
Yeah, it's so funny. And then at the end, yeah, it's Regina King that does the voice of Riley.
In The Simpsons, it's crazy how many different characters get played by the same voice.
Really?
Yeah, here, I'll show you. Let's see. Simpsons character. actually crazy. Okay, so
Dang.
look, so Daniel Louis Castellaneta plays, how many characters is this? There's one actor for, it's like 4 times 8, so like 32
Wow.
characters. Homer Simpson, Grandpa Simpson, Krusty the Clown, Barney Gumble, Groundskeeper Willie, Mayor Quimby, Santa's like just a bunch. Nancy Cartwright, Bart Simpson. That's a female's voice too. I guess you have to for little kids, unless you once the testosterone kicks in, once your voice drops, you can't.
Like a kid.
Yeah, you can't play a young boy.
Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't even think about that. That's true.
I guess you can't. It's just like why we're so impressed when people can sing on such a high note.
Really?
Well, I feel like I was just saying about Michael Jackson, but he got his nuts chopped off, didn't he?
Did he actually?
I think Michael Jackson actually got what's it called? Casterized?
There's a lot of different rumors about
Jackson.
Michael Jackson, man. A lot of different rumors about him.
But like the way he talked. Michael Jackson nuts. I just stopped there. Michael Jackson nuts. Michael Jackson was chemically castrated. Jesus Christ. Michael Jackson was chemically castrated by his father, says doctor report. That was so sick. Their family was so sick, dude. Like,
that family's really
there's a bunch of stories. I don't know where I heard it, but like of his father, Michael Jackson's father, like having sex with girls while the kids were in the room while they were on tour when they were children, doing like A B C 1 2, like when they were doing that part of their life. He was fucking chicks in the same hotel room as the kids.
Yeah, definitely. I won't be surprised.
So let's read this. Los Angeles pop legend Michael Jackson was chemically castrated by his father Joe. What is that? What do you mean by? Did he actually like do it? According to the late star's doctor Conrad Murray, Murray said Joe, who died from cancer last month, was cruel to his children. Joe Jackson was one of the worst fathers to his children in history, Murray told The Blast. A publication, Michael had talked about the cruelty he had experienced in the hands of his father. Murray said the fact that he was chemically castrated to maintain his high-pitched voice is beyond words. I guess it's legit, dude. I don't know what NDTV is. Maybe we're spreading bullshit. It looks legit.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news. I don't even know. Like, I was thinking about that the other day. Honestly, I second guess myself at least 3 times during the process of going through an article. Of like, is this legit? Is this not legit? Is this what it actually seems? It's so crazy. I was looking at a Venezuela article the other day of how they blocked off barriers, and I look at I'm guilty. I always look at the comments first and see the gauge of the fucking. I'm not a person who reads every single article every single time, and I should, and we all should. But I look at the comments, and someone said one thing, and then a whole bunch of people agreed with it, like liked it, and like had interact. Usually you can gauge it off the most liked because that makes the most sense. You know what I mean? The
Well,
most
what are you
people
saying?
that interact. I forget the context. I don't want to butcher it, but then it turned out to be totally not the case. Oh, this is what I said. There was a highway blocked off, and he said that highway was not in use since 2016 because it was a major drug cartel. And then it was the top comment, and a lot of people just look at the top comment. You know what I mean? A lot of people just go to the comments and look at that shit and read the headline. And it turned out to be not true. It turned out that it opened in 2016, and it was used by the cartel, but that was to block off aid coming from the U.S.
The cartel blocks off the aid from the U.S.?
No, the government blocked off the aid coming from the U.S. That's what Maduro did.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. I was thinking about a Michael Jackson speech.
I was just listening to the president of the Red Cross, and what he said was,
There's a really powerful speech.
That's my thought of as a person, not as
he definitely got castrated. I didn't realize how high his speech
No,
was.
honestly,
Again,
like it's
that's I'm
not
from,
natural.
Where is he to? Here he is again.
Yeah.
But I must confess, it feels good to be thought of as a person, not as a personality. Because
Man, what happened to Michael, man? You don't even look. Oh man, I don't know, man. This is
I
weird.
don't
He
read
got
all the
white?
things written about me. I wasn't aware that the world thought I was so weird and bizarre. But when you grow up, as I did, in front of 100 million people since the age of 5, you're automatically different. The last few weeks, I have been cleansing myself, and it's been a rebirth for myself.
My
it's like
asshole.
a cleansing spirit. I love you too.
But see, that's what
But my thing is,
but you hear him say, I've been living my life in front of 100 million people since I was 5. And that's really a sickness. Like, that's really gonna hurt you. Like, getting abused by your father into this situation where you're manipulated and you can't get out.
he got manipulated by a lot of companies too.
Oh, everyone, I'm sure.
Everybody wanted a piece of him.
Everyone. The most talented man in the world. Arguably ever.
My childhood was completely taken away from me. There was no Christmas, there was no birthdays. It was not a normal childhood. No normal pleasures of childhood. Those were exchanged for hard work, struggle, and pain, and eventual material and professional success. But as an awful price, I cannot recreate that part of my life, nor would I change any part of my life. However, today, when I create my music, I feel like an instrument of nature. I wonder what delight nature must feel when we open our hearts and express our God-given talents. The sound of approval rolls across the universe, and the whole world abounds in magic. Wonder fills our hearts for what we have glimpsed for an instant.
He's incredible, eh? See, it's sad, man. His childhood was taken away from him. And like that's why that was his reasons for like creating the Neverland or whatever it's called, the Neverland.
I'm just.
And it messes you up, man. And it's so interesting. He was clearly such a smart guy too. But Logic has a song called Legacy, and at a line in the song is, we spend our life chasing wealth, but in the end we pay for it, and all we want is our time and our health at the end. And Michael Jackson, at his death, he was fucking putting IVs of like sleeping pills into him, like heavy, like anesthesia, like shit you take before you go under surgery, because he couldn't sleep, because he was restless, because he was an addict, because
I watched
so tormented.
The Michael Jackson, the Jackson Family, the American Dream movie, which is it's like a 5-part, like almost 6-hour movie in total. Really detailing every part of their life.
Make sure you're talking to the mic, bro.
Basically, I always wondered if Michael Jackson had never, because there was a turning point in his career, and I think it was when he left the group, and then one of his managers, like, because the label that was signed to was Motown Records. It was a small town records firm, but a lot of creative success, but it doesn't have the same marketing background.
And their success was probably based on Michael's career and that family's career,
and that's it.
Yeah.
And then there was Sony.
Yeah.
Right. And then, so he eventually decided to go with Sony, right? Because at that time it was like Sony was huge, like, why not? But sometimes I feel like he went into the commercial game, not understanding that
He was in it from the beginning, though. He didn't have a chance. There was no chance to understand it.
Yeah. There was no chance, and exactly, and that's what one his sister Latoya Jackson was trying to say about him. And she was saying that he went into these deals.
All the kids,
and then they were all like, they didn't understand how the game is.
That was the only life they knew. Like he said,
the industry is ruthless.
Yeah, there was no normal life. He didn't have birthday. He didn't know anything else other than this fucking hard work and struggle and sacrifice.
And you come and gobble into this industry where people are ruthless, and then
life
they see you
is
as
ruthless.
They see you as a big check.
Yeah,
and they need to. Everybody wants a piece of him. That's why when I look back at Michael Jackson's life, I feel like everybody wanted a piece of him.
I watched this guy called Ice Poseidon. That thing. But he was just saying that last night. He's like a live streamer on YouTube, and he's like does in real life live streams, and it's super interesting, and it's gonna be the fucking next thing. I think I want to interview one of the guys from it, and he was saying the same thing. He's like, you know, you don't people who are rich don't actually show that they're rich because they know that as soon as you show that you're rich, people try to take advantage of you and use you. As soon as they realize you have something they can give you, then they start to take advantage of you. But people who don't know what it's like to have some sort of power or be rich try to be rich so bad because they don't understand the feeling of getting used by someone else.
It's like being rich is like a double-edged sword.
Oh, 100%.
Once it's really good. It's really
being
good. Being
famous is even worse than. That's a different.
You see Cardi B disactivating her Instagram account because she couldn't take all the bad comments people were leaving her.
Oh, right? And well, especially like today and social media, like it's crazy. But if you're a real person, man, and you like put your life out there, and it's people have the ability to like openly criticize and scrutinize. And like be told, I don't know if it's even fathomable to understand what that's like to read. Like imagine reading bad comments. You know, you read bad comments all over, but what if they were pointed at you, bro? Oh. What exactly, dude? Like that would be fucking shitty, man. That would be so hard. And you say, oh, it doesn't affect. It takes a strong person for it not to affect you. Strong person.
Yeah.
You need a lot of good structure and resources in your life to get you through that. If you're that vulnerable to the world, people don't realize that, and people just want to like go out there and be like, it's so interesting.
There's no like I was watching the story of you would know that, you know, Eclipse. There's Malice.
Yeah.
Well, now he's no Malice now, but like Malice.
He's Christian.
Yeah, he changed his life. So
he's fucking reborn.
Yeah, there was a biography about. There was like a video biography about it, and there was Pharrell in it, and there was him. There's Pusha T in it, and then Pharrell said
Pusha T's brother.
Yeah, it's Pusha T's brother. Yeah, older brother. So there was something that Pharrell said really good. So really important. Said there's no blueprint about how you become famous, what to do when you're famous. There's no handbook about being famous. It's just like it's kind of like a drink, and you just have to drink it slow. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes people drink it fast, and you don't understand the consequences.
It's even the same with money. You know what I mean? It's strange being at school right now, like in a business program, and being around people who are very focused on like dollar value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very return on investment sort of feel when I'm at school, and it's just interesting being a part of that and thinking that's the world. Like the world is very growing up or just learning more, just being exposed to more, going to Brett Wilson's talk and like just learning.
Look at that flow.
Yo, because he's a conservative dude, and he made his billions off of oil in Canada, but he was on see if the camera can get that. He was on Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
And but it gives me second looks on life.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? I always have these negative thoughts about oil. Like oil, we shouldn't be doing oil because we should be moving on. And it's like he talks about how Canada, the rest of the world is exporting much greater than Canada, and Canada has the ability to do it, and we are actually a responsible company or a responsible country when it comes to exporting and clean resources, except for all the native reserves that it'll go through. But it's just, it's thinking about it, and it's
bringing you a different perspective.
It's different perspective, but also I always think when you go to these things, you really have to dissect the person. You have to like look beyond the magnifique of his persona.
Magnifique, exactly.
You gotta look past that part of him and like look at, and these people are very good salespeople. You know what I mean? They're very good salespeople, and they talk about ethics and they talk about morals a lot, and they talk about. But I just so much question how much of that is really in their heart or PR movement. And he seems like a great guy, and I'm not shit talking, but it's just I'm curious about which. What's real or what's not?
What's real? You want to see if it's real or bogus.
Exactly, but it's good. Everybody take advantage of when you're in college. Like if you're not in college yet and you're going to college, if this is your first semester, go to things, go to talks. Your school will be hosting talks for people, and
I regret not doing
interesting.
I regret not doing that.
You have opportunity now.
But like during my university 4 years, there were so much great conversations. I saw
Chris Hadfield at Carleton last year.
Chris Hadfield,
the singing astronaut.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Have you seen him?
No.
He's a Canadian astronaut. He was, I think, the only Canadian up there.
I know. I seen Justin Trudeau at Carleton. I was like, oh.
I shook Justin Trudeau's hand.
Really?
Yeah. Fucking never washed it ever again.
Oh gosh, you. Don't ever give me props. Oh, okay.
Jerk off with it every night too. Yeah, let's see it. He's a Canadian legend, dude. Everybody knows this guy. If you watch CBC, you know this guy. You should be watching CBC if you're a real fucking.
Was
Canadian.
he really in the space?
He was, unless you believe in flat Earth, dude. That's up to you, and however far your imagination will take you.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Look at this fucking guy. I love how the veins pop out because of no gravity.
Control to Major Tom.
It looks like me after a night of just drinking heavy.
Lock your Soyuz hatch and put your helmet on.
It looks fake, doesn't it? Like you can't blame a motherfucker being like, this is bullshit. It looks like he's in a studio, dude. It looks like I could do that with a green screen.
100%. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. In the right recording.
Yeah, anyway, it's an interesting guy, but yeah, take advantage of your school. Take advantage of everything your school has. You know, let's I want to consciously bring more messages into younger people through this podcast, I think, and I want to develop, and that's where I want to go with it.
No, that's good. That's why I started Inside Source. I wanted to bring just a good conversation for the youth. Something that they can listen to, something they can vibe with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just I'm really inspired by people, and I'm really inspired by Joe Rogan. I'm really inspired by all these people who have the ability to have an honest conversation. And when I get inspired by things, I want to mimic it. And I don't think that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? It gives me drive, and And it's something that I think is important for my entire life. I think it's something that I need to get used to in life, is having honest conversations and being straight up and being able to exchange information and not only be able to say shit, but like be able to shut up and listen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the podcast does, though.
And also be able to unlearn things. That's the hardest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes having a discussion and be able to unlearn like different things, maybe, you know, that you thought.
Especially the older you get, the harder it is to unlearn things.
100%.
Difficult, and that's a reality of life.
Definitely look space odd.
What?
No, space odd.
Oh, I thought it said Space Odyssey. So we're gonna get into the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
This is a momentous day for the United States and for the world.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Got him.
Always funny.
Yo, he fucked her up right there. Let's look at what I got for the news here. Okay, so first off, Texas man enters abandoned home to smoke weed, but finds a tiger instead.
Wow.
Dude, let's get into this.
Yo, imagine
dude.
you just see a tiger. Oh, yo, bro.
Yo, imagine you walk into a abandoned house and there's a tiger. He said he thought he was hallucinating at first.
Did the tiger attack him?
I don't know. Let's watch this video.
Come on, MSNBC.
I don't know what was this tiger doing? How did it survive? Okay, if this doesn't fucking load, dude. Dude, honestly, if this doesn't fucking load,
I'll be cheesed.
I'll have to fucking rip my
Because I really want to see the video.
Come on.
Why is this dude going to abandoned house? Why is this dude going to abandoned houses to go smoke weed? You see the thing?
He's being an idiot.
Sure enough, there's a large tiger secured with a screwdriver for his cage to secure him. It wasn't locked.
That large tiger is nearly 1,000 pounds. They say a man called in an anonymous tip after reportedly smoking marijuana.
How much do you weigh?
About 200.
That thing is 5 times you.
That's scary.
5 times you. 5 of you, bro.
Inside this home on Avenue J near 610 in Manchester in southeast Houston. Officers from HPD and Houston's Bark Animal Shelter executed the search warrant yesterday.
She's pretty large, so she doesn't look underfed. She was thirsty and wasn't especially threatening. They did tranquilize her right before they transported her.
They transported her to the Bark Animal Shelter in northeast Houston to stay
you're gonna
temporarily.
Throw a tiger
but
in a
it is
cage
found a
beside
safe
a dog?
home to take in the beautiful feline.
It's a beautiful, beautiful animal, and we want it to live a happy, healthy life. And living in a cage is not optimal circumstances for anyone involved.
Respect, lady.
So what are you going to do with that? They're going to ship it back to India or what?
I don't know, man. Do you know that there's more
stories of
tigers caged in Texas than there are anywhere else in the entire world?
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
No. Honestly, that's really messed up.
Yeah, it is really.
That.
So as crazy as it sounds, him walking in, I guess it's the most likely place you'll ever walk into a tiger anywhere else in the entire world. They got oil money, dude.
No. But honestly, I don't know too much about animal rights and all this kind of stuff, but I know for sure you have to let these animals be in the freedom of being in the wild. Because that's where they're free. That's why I'm like.
You would think.
I think there should be laws like, okay, I understand we have zoos. You know what I mean? We can get zoos a couple.
Are zoos even popular anymore? Are zoos even a cool thing? Soon we're gonna have virtual reality, and we'll be able to walk through a zoo and not even have to have caged animals.
No, I think that the human experience, the face and spirit, is still really important.
Who knows, bro?
No,
I
but
like playing video games.
But the thing is like, yo, that's actually really messed up. How do they acquire these tigers?
I don't know.
Where are tigers from?
How do Texans get tigers? I think it's legal. They're pretty fucking lawless down there. Texans keeping tigers. Are there more tigers in Texas than in the wild?
Yo, that's messed up.
Texas is a national leader in a lot of obvious ways like energy, technology, and construction. But have you heard there are more tigers in Texas than in the wild? Sounds crazy enough that I need to verify it. So there are only 4,000 tigers in the wild. Yo, we really fucking up out here on this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really fucking up out here. We need to get some tigers back. And I mean, they eat people and they kill people, so I don't want too many, but 4,000 sounds too low.
It's going to affect the whole ecosystem.
They have 3 tigers. They have in the press release. I'm not sure.
So it's legal to have a tiger.
It's completely. I wouldn't say it's completely accurate. So that's more than what? Okay, well this.
Yo, that's crazy. Why did tiger sanctuaries in the United States?
In 2005, the Feline Conservation Federation estimates 4,692 tigers in the country, and there were 3,890 in the wild.
Yo, why?
I don't know. How do they buy them? I'm curious. How do you get a tiger? I know
why would
Mike
you want
Tyson had one. Mike Tyson had a tiger.
I don't understand. Why would you want a tiger?
Does the U.S. have a tiger problem? Bro, you know how fucking badass that is? You have a tiger? You know how fucking hard that is? Like, for a guilty pleasure, a tiger makes sense.
But it's just like those. I don't know, man. Me, I have a view. Me, I'm like,
it should be like a rental service. You shouldn't be able to own a tiger.
Exactly.
You should be able to like rent a tiger.
You shouldn't be able to own a tiger.
Yeah, respect. But do we want? I don't know, man. Let the tigers run free, man. Who cares?
Oh man, however, man. It's not, listen.
It's crazy.
Tigers are from Asia, right?
There's like tigers in Russia, like Siberian tigers.
Yeah, Asia and Russia.
Asia, but Africa.
No, there's no tigers in Africa.
Tigers in South America.
No, Google that right now. Actually,
leopards.
No, there's leopards.
And
leopards are way smaller than that. You know, you can.
But leopards will actually kill you. Like leopards look at you like your food. Like there's only a few animals that do that, and leopards do that.
Yeah, but they're not that big though.
Tigers live in Asia.
Yeah. I know.
Siberian tiger, northern. They're so cool, man. Like what cool fucking.
If I seen, like, to be honest, if I seen a tiger,
1,000 pounds,
I will shake.
Yeah, I would shake. That's it. No, bro. That's it. That's it. It. It's over.
No, because like if I see a lion, there's a slight chance I could survive because the lions are extremely lazy. No, listen, lions are extremely lazy.
Like if it just mucked an antelope or another human.
And if you're not in its territory, it's not going to go out of its way to hurt you. But a tiger, if it sees you, it's going to kill you. It's going to be like, I'm going to kill this.
I
don't think leopards are that scary, though.
Leopards will kill you, though. Leopards, polar bears.
There's a video of this girl that just scaring off 10 leopards, bro. Trust me, man. Leopards are not that... In a safari. Leopards are not that scary. I mean, they're dangerous. Extremely dangerous. But at the same time, like, they're not that for
a leopard seal. Yeah, I mean, but they fuck you up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You wouldn't stand zero chance. Look at how big that thing is. That's a big cat.
That's a leopard?
That's a leopard, dude. Look at this crazy
Okay,
bitch.
never mind, yeah.
Who is this? This is.
I never understand
this is inhumane, all right?
I don't understand why would you why do you trophy hunt? I don't understand why people trophy hunt. Like if you want to,
she was protecting villagers.
If you're gonna kill it, you might as well eat the meat.
Maybe they do. Maybe she was protecting villagers. You know, maybe it was running rampant on a village.
See, I don't like that at all. I mean, like if you're gonna kill an animal, make sure to eat the meat.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're not gonna eat the meat, don't kill it. Or unless you actually need it for survival.
Oh, yeah, unless it's killing people, because we don't want the leopards to kill people.
Exactly,
right?
or exactly.
We care. Okay, so let's see. Futurism. Cops, if you flag police checkpoints, you're breaking the law. NYPD demands to stop the use of the Waze. So I saved this because I remembered we used Waze on the way to Toronto when we were moving here, and it would always tell us where a cop was. And it's saying that NYPD says that Google, the DWI,
is messing up their business.
Yeah,
basically.
I didn't know Waze was owned by Google.
Oh shit!
So they own everything.
Yeah, I thought Waze was independent. Oh my gosh, I was trying to support independent businesses.
Yeah, but think about how crazy that is. People are like, "Yep, cop 300 meters ahead. Yeah, I'll take the left." Like, I'll just go around them.
Skirt!
Yeah, for real though. If you're driving without insurance, why wouldn't you have Waze on and telling you where the cops are or not? Okay, well, next one. NBC.
That's hilarious. Cops right there.
Oh, see, that was the Venezuela bridge. We already talked about that. Venezuela is interesting. We're gonna talk about that a lot when Joel gets here. 40's homies coming from Brazil, so we're gonna have a couple interesting conversations with him about the political situation happening in Brazil.
Brazil.
Joe Rogan had an interesting podcast with a Brazilian comedian that pretty much started stand-up comedy in
Brazil.
In Brazil.
No, you know what the funny thing is? I love when I was in Brazil,
and it's only like 15, 16 years old. It's like very new.
I like when I was in Brazil. I like that because even sometimes going to the other parts in the world, because in other parts in the world, there's no such thing as political correctness. So people just say stuff to you like it is. Like,
yeah.
I remember like I gained weight and after I was going through the elevator and I said to meet Joao and his mom and his dad, right?
He's like, "Hey, 40, you fat fuck."
And I seen her for like after like I haven't seen her in like 5 months. So she's like, she stops. She's like, "Hi, 40." She's like, You gotten fat. I'm like, "Oh fuck." It's like, "Yeah, Joao, he got fat, right?" I'm like, "Yo," and Joao's like, "Yo,
that's hilarious."
And it's like, "No, I'm saying he's got fat." I'm like, "Yo." And then after that, she's like, "For you want chocolate?" I'm like, "No." It's like, "You call me fat." It's like, "Nah, just get some chocolate." But it was just funny because like
that's
it's
hilarious,
so like
dude.
it's such a like straight
so
up
much more upfront.
way up front, and it was actually refreshing. Actually,
Yeah.
I like shit, man. You know?
Yeah, it's interesting.
It was so interesting, really interesting, just to see different cultures and how they see different things. You know what I mean? And that's really interesting.
Yeah, he was talking to Joe Rogan, and he was like, we couldn't relate to the comedy in the U.S. because it was all like this, you know, like the older comedy was a little bit bullshit, I guess. And he's like, we got bigger issues to deal with. Like, we're not talking about which fucking sugar, white or brown, to put in our coffee. Like, we're thinking about fucking political takeovers in our country. You know what I mean? So he said he couldn't really relate. But then he brought it back, and him and like 5 and 6 other guys are like selling out theaters now. It's so interesting. But it's so trippy too. Think about art forms in different cultures. Like, how do they transfer to different cultures?
How did they what?
How do they transfer to different cultures? You know what I mean? Like, what in Africa, is there a lot of stand-up comedy?
Oh, Africa. There's a lot. Well, at least in my country, we're actually really famous. We call it like theater movies. There's a lot of like comedic movies. A lot of comedic movies.
See, that's exactly what the Brazil guy said. He said there was a lot of sketch and there was a lot of like impersonation.
Yeah.
And that's interesting.
There's a lot of impersonation and sketches like that.
That's interesting.
I'm just thinking about some of it. Yeah. It's hilarious, and it's different. Like you say, it's really different. Comedy in various places across the world is super different, and I find that interesting. You know?
Yeah, totally. It can come in through so many different forms.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing about art, dude. Art is like our experience. It's so like not one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Like it's so multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
It's
You can see it from different angles everywhere.
and it can come from any angle. It can come from. I feel like growing up thinking about art, like I didn't think I could be an artist because like I had to do this way, but even just being creative in any way in life is being an artist, I understood that.
I was watching during the Christmas break this Banabul, this little show there, Commute show from Congo, right? And it's about these two, which is kind of sometimes art comes from pain, right? It's this anime show.
A lot of the time, I think the best art comes from darkest places.
It's talking about how in our country there's a lot of young people, but young people don't have voices. It's always the old people that have all the political power and have all these things, right? So he's just making comedic he made a comedic anime show just about their lives, right? So it's just about these two kids that are living two orphans that are on the streets, they're living their lives, and then they're becoming what the culture is giving them to, right?
They're becoming their environment.
And it's like
wow, that's very cool.
They're doing political statements through the jokes, which is hilarious. Like they're like, okay, how do you make money?
But that's the ultimate art. That's the best art. That's like when Dave Chappelle goes up and he talks, and it's like he puts a mirror. It's like he puts a mirror to fucking society in your face and be like, look at what you're. And that's what that is. He's growing up in the reflection of his environment, and that's like, this is the environment we live in. This is a mirror to like America, or a mirror to. It's so interesting,
and it was super. It was the first time. It was the first time my mom seen that series. She kept dying laughing, right? But she was kind of rude, like, "Oh, this is so rude."
What series is this?
It's this Congolese show. It's called Banabul.
Oh yeah,
and it's just like basically like they were broke. Like, how are we gonna do that? How are we gonna make money? Let's start a fake church. Let's start a church, and let's get people to start.
Yo, they smart. Dog.
So basically, they started this church, and they were like, do pray for all these people. It's like, okay, $5 now, and they were starting to get money, right? And it was hilarious the way they're doing it, but they were talking about how some of these pastors, like quote unquote, are stealing the money of the populations and stuff like that. In there, and they're part of the political system, right? So once you're laughing and all these kind of stuff, I'm almost like, well, this is rude. Like she's like, I don't like this joke. It's rude. I'm like, that's the whole point of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're the creation of society. That's what society is. They're looking at the mirror right there. You know what I mean? Where do you think that they figure out how to make that scheme? They didn't get it from anywhere. They just got it from watching the older people, right? And it was just incredible because she was like, I feel like for like first time, my mom finally. Her and her friends finally understood their generations under them, right? And it's just like, you guys don't like the stuff we do, but we just look at you guys and we take it from you guys. So it's just like, she was like, man, she understood it, and she only could have understood it through comedy, right? So that's why I find it just the most interesting part of it.
I love showing my mom like music and her being like, yeah, that's interesting, like explaining a message and be like, yo, that's my generation, like this is what I grew, like this is what I learned from, and her being like, yeah, that's interesting, and it's like a medium that she can understand it because it's music.
Because you're not gonna, if I feel like I've tried to communicate or talk to her, she wouldn't understand it. But when I use the art, it kind of like creates this new
sugar.
This dialogue.
It's the sugar for the medicine. It's the I went like thinking back to when I was starting this podcast and thinking about what this podcast would be, and like I'm a crazy person, so I always like overthink shit when it comes to stuff like that. And I was like, I don't really want it to be. I don't want it to, entertain people, you know what I mean? Because it's like the waste of time. But it's like, yo, fuck that, man. All I want now, after like experiencing and doing it, it's like all I want to be is entertaining. All I want is to be able to like make like people enjoy their time. You're gonna learn something, I hope, eventually, but that's not the number one goal anymore. I feel like there's so much more. I have so much more value in just stepping back and just taking a back seat on life and just relaying experiences rather than thinking that I can be like someone who spreads you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be that. You don't have to put that pressure on yourself. You don't have to be anything. You can allow yourself to change. But now I think entertainment is it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Like going back to that show, it was just like when you were talking about this, I kept smiling because I was thinking about one of the skits they did, and one of the kids was doing the church was getting a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after the sketch, God got angry, and then he opened the sky and was like, God damn it, shut up. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm tired of you guys just using my name like this, right? And it's like, no, I'm just trying to get a scheme. It's like, no, you've been doing it for too long, right? So then it reflected like, and I said, Mom, this is what I was trying to tell you guys. I was trying to tell you, like, these are the things that's why I'm worried about all these these little those kind of churches that for my community I have to be careful on there, because this is and then it was so important because
gave you a perspective of what you've learned.
And she got a perspective of like, oh my gosh, like that's what we're trying to say, you know what I mean? I was trying to say and it was just really interesting, man. I really love, that's why I love art. I love comedy. That's why I'm a fan of, like, comedy should just be like, I should
comedy music.
Yeah.
Bob Ross, dude. We talk about painting at the beginning of this bitch and how it brought together white girls. We always bring it back. It's the fucking Gathering, dude. That's my flip flop.
That's my flip flop. I was looking for my.
Anyways, back to the news. That was a good little tangent, dude. I appreciate that. Bill Cosby's spokesman says the comedian thinks prison is an amazing experience. Gay.
Wow. Is this for real?
It's CNN, bro, so it's probably fake.
Oh gosh. CNN fake news.
Probably fake. Let's be realistic here. This is where Bill Cosby is going to prison. The man's going blind.
Did he really give him 3 to 10 years? Dang.
Well, man, that's how long he has to live, dude. Like, probably not even going to make it then. Disgusting human being. I bet there's dudes in there giving up the ass, bro.
Well, what I was trying to say...
I bet gay prison dudes look at Bill Cosby like a fucking superhero, dude. They probably just want to get fucked by, like, it's, you know, it's like some weird fucking power thing. Disgusting people.
Well, what will be interesting is like, who owns that prison?
Oh, that's a good question, bro.
Yeah, they're not gonna
someone owns that prison.
So you openly opposed Alexandria Ocasio.
Get out of here, bitch. I'm getting aggressive. Okay, I don't know if there's much anymore after that one. Candice Owens, Floyd Mayweather.
Wait, what did Candice Owens about? Oh, the Hitler thing.
What Hitler thing?
Yeah, that Candice Owens thing.
If Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany.
And she's the voice of the new right wing Republicans and everything.
Okay, so let's break that down. It's just the headline.
No, I watched her talk about it. I watched the video, actually.
Is it fucked up?
Yeah, go watch it right now. You'll see yourself. I was like,
she's crazy. She's hot.
Yeah, she's beautiful though. I'm not gonna lie. She's a beautiful.
Yo, I throw the MAGA hat on for her, dude.
She is beautiful though. I'm not gonna lie. She's a beautiful girl.
Justin Miller, Candice Owens. I liked Hitler's early stuff,
but she's not beautiful on the inside.
I liked Hitler's early stuff before he went mass market. She didn't say that.
But that's what she was alluding to. That's what I was like. I'm like, no, she just didn't. When I first read out, when I seen the video, I'm like, she did not just say that. I'm like, come on, like.
Yeah, but you know, we're kind of buying into it. You know, spreading her name around, and like we're really kind of causing more problems.
I you know what the thing is? I like what the black community did to Candice Wine. They just don't talk about her. They just don't mention her. Like,
Kanye, bro. Kanye's.
Well, Kanye mentions her, but
I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think.
So good looking, dude. Oh my god.
Oh
god. I'm distracted, dude.
That's what she wants.
She's gorgeous, dude. Holy shit.
Put some volume so we can hear what she's saying.
She looks like Michael Jackson before the white.
Elitists that actually want global. I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets.
You think the guy right beside her is hitting it?
The definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want.
No,
so
he's a pussy.
when you think
He's got
about
a
whenever
small
we say
face.
nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German, everybody to look a different way. That's not, to me, that's not nationalism.
Okay, so she said, this is how I think about that. So she said that it's okay for Hitler to kill Jews inside of Germany. So they made the mistake going to Poland first. They should have just stuck with
Germany. If he kept his Nazi stuff in Germany, and he kept all that stuff in Germany, everything would have been fine.
Maybe everything would have been fine.
Well, the reality of it, that most people didn't really care what Hitler was doing in Germany until he started being a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone didn't give a fuck. They were literally killing.
He was Time Person of the Year.
They were bringing Jews into ghettos, and the world was like, oh, that's kind of weird. It's kind of strange that he's doing that.
He did a visit in Ottawa, by the way. Mackenzie King, that Prime Minister at the time, said he was a wonderful person.
Whoa.
People don't know. So the thing is what the thing is about her point is just that I don't know. I knew she was kind of like she's like these ideologists, like hardcore. I'm an ideologist, but I was kind of disappointed. I was like, man, let's forget ideologies right here.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just like, come on.
It bothers me so much when they talk about it, when she says Adolf Hitler was a National Socialist. It's like, no, he was a fucking psycho dictator who started a war.
Actually, he was a fascism, and he was a fascist.
Exactly, but those things are all up for interpretation. Whatever side you're looking at, it depends on how he's classified politically. So it's like that stuff can't even be. You have to bring up. Do not say his political class. You have to say Hitler murdered 6 million people in cold blood through gas chambers.
But the thing is, you also have to be historical right. She's historically wrong. Hitler was not a socialist or a communist. Yeah. He attacked Russia. He did an alliance with Russia, and after that,
sorry to interrupt you. But do these definitions change over time? Is a National Socialist different 80 years ago than it is right now? Is a fascist dictator different than it is right now? Because fascism is looking like it's populism right now. You know what I mean? These things morph over time. So it's like you can't even say that. It just distorts the image.
You said something really important. Fascism is like populism.
That's what it's looking like.
It's looking like, but a lot of populist leaders, most of them, now I'm not gonna say all of them, somewhat lean towards fascism a little bit because fascism is basically fascism is like it's a capitalist system, but defined by the government, right? So the government is going to define the way that the capitalism is going to work in the country. So fascism is mostly on the far right. It's on the far right, but I can see how people can get construed with socialism at the same time. Yeah. Because it does require the government's action, and the head of the state is the Führer to control. But the thing is that me on that point, I was just like, listen, like I'm not here to tell you if you have your right wing ideologies, if you have your left wing ideologies, I'm not gonna tell you what I'm not here to debate anything on that. I was just like, man, I was disappointed. I'm like, bro, I can't believe you said that. Like, I don't even think you. But I was like, you know what? Whatever. It's not. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
It's just crazy.
I'm just gonna leave it like that. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna leave her do her thing. You know what I mean?
It's. We have to understand that this is her job, though. We have to understand that her job is to say something crazy to get headlines.
Yeah.
Someone is paying her to speak, to say things to get headlines, to get people's attention. And that's what we need to, because there's just so much division, I think, that's like implemented in strange ways that Candice Owens understands. She may not even totally agree with what she's saying, but she knows that what she's saying will influence certain people to do things. And that's what I think we need to be worried about with people like her saying things like this, and even other people saying things like this.
Fake news.
Fake fucking news, mate.
No, it's just disappointing that a lot of people. She still have a large affluence. You know what I mean?
And she will continue to, I think.
Yeah, but I like how the black community handled it. They're just like, you know what? They nobody hates. Everybody's
exiled.
Yeah, nobody just talks about her. That's it. Everybody's like,
does she have a white husband?
She probably does.
Let's
I can never see her going out with a black guy ever again.
I'd marry her.
She is a beautiful woman.
I'd marry her, man. I put some political views behind us. Is there any last messages you'd like to get out to the people of the Can Opener? I love you guys so much. I love everybody who's listening. I love my future self.
Chicken is best with seasoning, guys. Barbecue seasoning.
Popeyes.
Louisiana.
Tell the people in your life you love them. Make sure you feel things. Don't get lost in isolation and in bad habits, because they can fuck you up.
Another one.
All right.
Cigarettes on cigarettes. My mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies. All my homies think it's thick. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Okie dokie, alky. Keep it low key like Thor, lil' bro, or he'll go blow the loudy. Saudi of sour Saudi. Wiley up off peyote. Wildin' like that coyote. If I sip any, my belly just might be outy. Pull up inside a Huggy. Starsky and Hutch a Dougie. I just opened up the pack in an hour. I'll ask my lucky. Tonight she just yelling, fuck me. 2 weeks she'll be yelling, fuck me. Used to like orange cassette tapes with Timmy, Tommy, and Chucky. And Chucky, Jesus pieces, sing Jesus love me. Put Visine inside my eyes so my grandma would fucking hug me. Your generation above me, I know you still remember me. My afro look just like that is. Y'all taught me how to go hunting. Blam! Cigarettes on cigarettes. My mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies. All my homies think it's thick. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Cigarettes on cigarettes. My mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies. All my homies think it's thick. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I will smoke a little something, but I don't inhale. Everywhere that I go, everywhere they be asked how's it going, said it go ins. Well, go figure, victors, light skin, Jesus got me feeling like Colin Powell. All praise to the guy, God knows he's a pro like Cole Intel. Checkmate, check me, take me to the barber like you know me well. I mean, normally you see Norma Jean with a kick it with Farmer Phil, but these kids these days, they get so high, burn trees, smoke chlorophyll till they can't feel shit, face, this 15 heads on this L, elevated train and the craziest thing, got me feeling like Lauryn Hill. Miseducated, my dick delegated, rap bill bailing me. They said I should've never made it, probably should've been dead or in jail. Deadbeat dad, enough of that jazz. Asshole absinthe up in that glass. Are we there? Yeah, ice cubes in a bone, rip, brain dead, take a tugging and pass. I think we all addicted. Yeah, I think we all addicted. Really though. I think we all addicted. Yeah, I think we all addicted. Cigarettes Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my memories, my homies think it stank. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I think we all addicted. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies, all my homies think it stank. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses.
I can make a flow, pitter patter with a patter, pitter 2C. Used to be in a Jollibee and a goofy. Trying hard not to be addicted to a groupie. I ended up on an album cover in the Gucci. You see, I be still a guy, but a goofy doobie. Flowing about drugs and the Uzi. That's the dual principle. Sometimes I'ma be about some hope, sometimes I'ma wanna make a movie. And when it come to rapping fast, I'm the Higgs boson. And though my style freakish, I can still break your body down to 5 pieces like I did Voltron. Cause I'm addicted to the craft and I be off of OG. Know me, I'm the only one Kenobi of the ghost. See, never scared of mean spirits, methamphetamine lyrics, cooler like I'm off of codeine, low key. Don't be so judgmental, even though I'm reminiscing. If I don't know what I miss is, I'ma end up figuring out that it's home and my mother and my grandmother cocoa butter kisses. This is just a testament to the ones that raised me, the ones that I praise and I'm thanking. I need them but the chronic all up in my clothes and I wanna get a hug and I can't cause I'm stankin'. Never too old for a spanking.
Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my memories, my homies think it stank. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I think we all addicted. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies, all my homies think it stank. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies, all my homies think it stank. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter